G'day from Sydney. I'm Dr. Omar Djoeandy. For years, I was exhausted trying to gain my father's approval. But that was really hard because my dad was an intense perfectionist aeronautical engineer. Anything less than 100% was as good as a failure. I came from Indonesia to Australia during the white Australia immigration policy era. As the only non-white, first couple of years of school, I got bullied. I was withdrawn, wounded, angry. At 23, I tasted success. When I graduated as a medical doctor, gained my father's approval, had a beautiful girlfriend, I was at the pinnacle of success. But the medical profession is intense. Always one more thing to prove. A classmate, brilliant doctor, into his specialist training, suicided. Success is elusive. You get a taste of it, leaves you craving more. The never enough syndrome. Because whenever we define success according to what we possess, the house we live in, the car we drive, or according to our achievements, appearance, how we look, approval of others, we suffer harm. Because there will always be someone else with more, bigger, and better. We suffer the never enough syndrome. But we don't have to live this way. We can connect with the real Jesus, receive his love and help, and apply his life-giving definition of success, and experience contentment, joy, courage, purpose, community. In the first chapter, we identify harmful definitions of success. Let me ask you, is your definition of success harming you? Sometimes when they hear that question, people look confused. How can my definition of success harm me? Well, it's subtle, but it's harmful, like cancer. And what we need to be alert to, as we realize that success is elusive, fleeting, and addictive. And let me read a quote from the magazine called Fast Company. Of all the subjects we obsess about, success is the one we lie about the most. That success and its cousin money will make us secure. That success and its cousin power will make us important. That success and its cousin fame will make us happy. It's time to tell the truth. Why are our generation's smartest, most talented, most successful people flirting with disaster in record numbers? People are using all their means to get money, power, and glory, and then self-destructing. Where might your definition of success be harming you? And the first chapter alerts us to be watching for the voices, not just the external voices, but the internal. I have friends, outwardly they look successful, inwardly they keep hearing the voice of their mum or their dad saying, you're not as good as your sister. You haven't achieved as much as your brother. They keep suffering the harmful definition of success. So be alert on who you have empowered to define success for you. For years, I gave that power to my dad. But sometimes we give it to our peers, our friends, or the vague people out there on social media, and it's like they're drawing up the ladder of success that we got to climb. How do they define success for you? And what will it take to be a success in their eyes? And if you were to survey people at shopping malls and so on, a lot of people would define success according to what's on this list. Their possessions, the house they live in, the cars they drive, being popular or gaining approval. You know, when you post something and getting hundreds, thousands of likes, or having so many followers, you're an influencer, or the pleasures that you could afford, your appearance, how beautiful or muscular you might be, achievements, the status, your job, your business, all these outward symbols. But as long as we define success according to any of these, we suffer harm. competition, comparison, because there'll always be somebody else with more, bigger, better. Even Miss Universe today won't be Miss Universe next year. She will get wrinkles and flab. There will be that ongoing, fluctuating self-worth. I might feel good about myself till I'm in the presence of somebody same age as me who've achieved more. We will be struggling. Discontentment, restlessness, emptiness. Or even if we gain something, we will have anxiety and fear we might lose that, or lose that special person. And that fear and anxiety can just go downward spiral into depression. If we define success according to what we possess, we will tend to hoard because we want to buy more. Then we're stingy. We don't bless others. Or we continuously envying others. We suffer greed. Relational strife is when, sometimes the husband and wife both are working long hours, 50, 60 hours a week. They're exhausted. They give leftover time to each other. Sadly, the children sometimes are neglected. You might realize, hey, that's me. I was neglected by my parents because they were so ambitious for worldly success. And the most deadly of all, especially for those who've gained worldly success, is to start being deluded to think, I did it my way. And they become independent from God. So, chapter 1 looks at how does the world definition of success harm us. You can get the free copy of that chapter from redefiningsuccess.com.au. Join me in redefining success according to Jesus.